Come on, you guys, let's go. 2 3-0 wins back to back. Back to back for the first time since I can remember. And for me, this is proof now that Graham Potterball is in full effect. Graham Potterball is shining at this point in time. And I think immediately some of the differences we're seeing with our attack under Potter compared to Thomas Tuchel is literally night and day. Under Potter, I'm seeing more guys getting inside the books, more late man runs inside the books. I'm seeing more variety in which we're breaking teams down. It's not the same over-reliance of the same passing moves and patterns that, after a while kind of got figured out and was, very lacking a lot of creativity and a lot of threat. Now the players have to take responsibility to find the right solutions on the field. And for me, this is how these guys a lot of these guys under 25 years old, they have to play this way to continue to grow and improve and develop as football players. And I'm liking the balance I'm seeing between Potter. He's got those principles of a Thomas Tuchel and he's got those principles of our attack under Frank Lampard as well. It seems to be at this point in time the best bits taken from each different system. And, to secure this type of victory today, I'm not going to lie, I'm very, very happy. It's the type of performance that literally ticks every single box. Not only did we score great goals, we get a very convincing win, and I'm liking every single substitution that was made too. Great that Armando Broja comes off the bench to make it 3-0 right at the end. And isn't it very fitting that Broja scores a goal very reminiscent of something we used to see from Diego Costa himself, who got an amazing reception from the Stamford Bridge fans. An icon at this club, not a legend, definitely an iconic figure at this club. It's a shame that he couldn't work here for longer. But, the goal that Broja scored, it kind of felt like Costa was passing the torch to Broja. And let's hope now that Broja can really step up now and continue to show what he can do, as he's getting a lot of sub appearances now off the bench. But today, you guys, before I even continue on, I feel today the victory really expressed and showed how strong our overall squad was, because today Potter made 7 changes to the first team lineup compared to the team that played versus AC Milan. And we have to still remember that with a very difficult and congested periods in October, you do have to turn towards rotation at this point in time. And also, Potter hasn't tested the full entirety of the squad right now. So there's a lot of guys that are looking to impress the manager, looking to show Potter what they can bring and offer to the first team. Of course, shout out goes to Gallagher, Pulisic, Gallagher, all the guys who have been squad options really shine today. I already put down a statement performance. So for me, you guys, this was an excellent 5-star performance from the team. And in today's 4 things we learned versus Wolves, I want to discuss Christian Pulisic, Conor Gallagher, Mason Mount, as well as our new look attack playing Graham Potterball. So I hope you guys enjoy, hope you gas, hit that like button, of course, to get involved in the comments too, to get straight into things. So right now, I want to discuss probably the man of the match in the game today, and for me, that was Mason Mount. He recorded 2 excellent assists in this game today, and for me, I am loving the new way in which he is being used. Under Thomas Tuchel, a lot of times it was that over-reliance on Mount having to basically create those wide overloads on the left or on the right. How many times have we seen Mount in the wing-back position having to put just blind crosses inside the box? He was just constantly just stuck to playing in the half spaces. And I felt like, that he has a lot more to offer. And I've always felt like his passing range really is very excellent. And it's being one of his best skill sets aren't really utilised in the team. So under Graham Potter, now that the wide cams have more expression, now they have more of a license to drop deeper to get involved in the build-up phase, you'll see more of what these guys can do. Of course, with how he played today, it was like a 3-4-2-1 with Mount and Gallagher kind of playing as those cams. But a lot of times they take things in turns when determining which one of either Mount or Gallagher would drop deeper, of course, to come back into midfield. And whenever that happened, it meant that one of these guys was able to get on the ball, turn on the half turn, and of course push us forwards and help create attacks. And for me, when Mount has that license to operate across the entirety of the left-hand channel, he has the license to link up with his wing-backs, he can cut inside to take shots, he can switch the ball, demonstrating some beautiful switch balls over these past few games. And of course, he can bring back that goal threat as well. The first assist he recorded was a beautiful cross, an exquisite, low-driven cross, which literally takes out the entirety of that Wolves defence. And I thought Kai Havertz's header was very elegantly taken, and just like a lofted headed attempt over the keeper. And for the second assist, I think the second assist kind of typified his entire performance. Of course, it was Mount leading that counter-attack, pushing us forward, making us play quickly, releases that pass very quick to Christian Pulisic on the left-hand side. And, Mount is a very smart and intelligent player that knows and understands how to operate in space. So he never made like a blind, silly run inside the box to get on the end of a Pulisic cross. Instead, what does Mount do instead? He sees where that Wolves defender is, he drops off of him, waiting for Pulisic, of course, to do that 1-2 with him. And then the assist he played afterwards, that nice little disguise reverse, completely took out the Wolves defence, straight to Pulisic's path, and he takes that goal excellently. I thought today he really demonstrated what he can do from a creative perspective. There's a reason why statistically, he is one of the best Prem creators. And for me, it's these types of games that typify the excellence of what Mount can bring and how he can make a team play better. So that was the first thing I learned. Moving on now to the second point, and let's talk about the way that we're attacking now. I'm really loving the variety in terms of different ways we are producing scoring opportunities. In that first half in particular, though, it was kind of like a game of pros and cons. The biggest pros, of course, being how dangerous we looked creating attacks. I mean, during the first 20 minutes, we could have easily scored 2 goals during that period. I remember some beautiful, a lot of different crosses being played by Aspilicueta from the right-hand side onto the path of a late run being made inside that box. A lot of times previously, players weren't making those late man runs inside the box. We're literally just standing there alongside the defenders, waiting for like the ball of life to come from whatever ridiculous angles. So, you have to create those moments of danger and opportunities for yourself inside the box. And I think that first 20 minutes really typify what we're doing. We move the ball a little bit slower at times, but generally was very fast. Of course, get past a very compact Wolves team. I do kind of like some of the willingness to take shots from outside the box if the opportunity now arises. I'm liking that a lot more players now are, looking to pass and move and continue making third man runs constantly. I think that is such a big key difference. And I'm liking the fact that there's a lot of like central occupation now in the middle of the field. It felt like previously before, all the combination plays were on the left wing or the right wing, and in the middle, nothing really happened there. But now that we kind of like make sure we have the, the numbers, essentially, it's helping isolate guys up wide on the left, guys on the right. And that's how you can stretch teams. That's how you can, occupy them essentially and then start making those runs around them to, of course, disrupt their shape. And I feel like the players are really taken to life from this. And maybe another detail that's really helping the football now is that I feel like a lot of these guys are playing in positions that they have a lot of confidence playing in. And I think that always makes such a big difference when your instincts are kind of on point when you're playing games at this level. So, that's some of my, thoughts on how we're attacking, how you guys finding the new look attack. Are you liking it? Let me know in the comment section. And now I want to discuss Christian Pulisic. I feel like Pulisic today had a good game, a very good game. It's no surprise playing in a more like natural role as a left winger. The same role we've seen Raheem Sterling playing in for Graham Potter. For me, I'll call it like the Perisic role in the sense of like last season at Inter Milan. He was kind of playing more as like a left winger mids, and it was kind of like a lopsided way they attacked. And I think it's quite smart now. I think like in football, the way we see formations is starting to feel a bit redundant now. We're seeing that there are different formations depending on different phases in the game. In the build-up phase, defensive phase, attacking phase, and it's this constantly ever-changing thing where there's no real set proper formation. And I do feel like, we have a lot of players now who are being used in very correct manners that are starting to show a lot more of what they can really do. And today, Pulisic, I saw those late arrivals in this box return. Now, of course, the accuracy of the shooting and the headed attempts, they weren't there. But knowing the fact that he was finding himself in these scoring positions again, positions that he hasn't constantly found himself in over the past like 12 months, it made me feel reassurance. I like the fact that he was showing that willingness to, track back and tackle. I thought he kept the ball very tidy too in those areas, looking to move it very quickly whenever he had like 1v2 situations. And of course, we saw his impact recently in terms of the dribbling, coming back to create free space for shots. This is what Christian Pulisic can do. So for me, I was very happy for him, scoring that goal today. Nice little link-up play. Nice to see him devastating a team in the counter-attack. How often have we really seen Pulisic in the counter-attack these days? Not as much. And the nice combo play with Mason Mount and the dinged finish from the left-hand side. For me, that finish kind of typified the confidence in which, Pulisic was playing with today. So for me, we're in a pretty great situation knowing that both Sterling and Pulisic now are on form, which is only going to help the team out throughout this entire month. So now let's end things with the final talking point, and let's talk Conor Gallagher. Again, as I was mentioning about Mason Mount, I feel the way in which Conor was used today really just typified why he was one of the most dangerous key players on show today. You know, under Thomas Tuchel, I can understand why Tuchel was looking at him as like the Kante guy in midfield and the pivot. But we know Conor Gallagher is all about his attacking instincts of arrays inside the books. You know, once you take that away from him, you're taking away some of the best things that actually make him the player he actually is. And I think under Tuchel, there's a reason why it looked like he was in his own head. He was playing within himself. He wasn't very confident because that role just doesn't really suit him at his core. But today, you know, playing as one of the wide cams, and you know, when you're playing as a cam for Graham Potter, there's times where you are going to be in midfield, you are going to be further forward, you are going to be out wide. You know, I feel like for guys like Gallagher, they're able to, you know, always find the right spaces to arrive in. We have great engines that press from the front. You know, this type of role is going to suit him. And for me, the way he just kind of started the game with that intensity, you know, getting into tackles, winning tons of second balls in Wolves half as well too. And just seeing some of his inventiveness inside the books. And how he was always quickly finding, of course, the wing backs overlap and run. You know, for me, he felt very natural with how he was playing. And we were seeing a lot of the qualities this guy can bring. You know, I was very impressed by his crosses from out wide. Especially from set pieces as well. I liked how he was very positive, always playing like a pass to push us forward and take us on. I'd say that he was quite unlucky with certain goal scoring opportunities, but at the same time, he also was doing the wrong things, you know, taking shots at the wrong time. But listen, sometimes when you're on form, you got to take advantage, especially when you're trying to win your spot in the first team. So for me, I thought Gallagher was really impressive. And on that note, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. You know, for me, I really like that today this game kind of signified and reminded me that, you know, we have a squad here that maybe we don't give them enough credit for like the ability they actually possess. Everyone seems hungry and ready. They're competing. You know, the form's up. You know, confidence is back there again. We have a full fresh team at this point in time, which has rarely been a thing that ever happens. And to see the impacts being made by a lot of squad guys, and to see like impacts being made by future players too, like Chukwuemeka, who came on, looked very confident, and finally we was getting minutes deserving of the form he's been showing in training. You know, for me, it's really painting a very positive picture of what's yet to come. So on that note, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm EFC, this is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.